bank audit. Are you doing this for the first time? Are you worried about the extensive reporting of LFAR? Then you don't need to worry about anymore. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel Being Safe with Preet. LFAR. LFAR stands for Long Form Audit Report. This is basically a questionnaire designed by RBI for CS to answer. It not only focuses on advances but also covers internal controls and other operational areas. For example, if at one hand it talks about frauds occurred in the bank, then on the other hand it talks about small aspects like stationery used in bank. You need to report about every single aspect related to bank in this LFAR. Since this is a very extensive report, I'll be covering it into 3 videos. So in today's video, I'll be covering first 4 points of LFAR. I've already shared a link for sample LFAR in my first video. In case you have missed it, I'll share the link in my description box. Please check it out. So let's get started. So now you can see the sample long form audit report on my screen. The first point in LFAR is cash and balance of cash in ATM. Under cash, the first clause is about joint custody of cash under 2 or more bank officials. अब इस पॉइंट को रिपोर्ट करने के लिए हमें ये चेक करना है कि कैश जॉइंट कस्टडी में था या नहीं. Now how to check this? We can select some sample dates and check in on those dates cash register was signed by 2 bank officials or not. अगर ऐसा नहीं हुआ है तो we can report accordingly under this point. But what if the bank officials make sure that the signatures are there prior to bank audit? Then how to cross check this? अब इसे cross check करने के लिए हम उन officials के signatures same dates पर attendance register से check कर सकते हैं. That will give us a surety about that cash was under the joint custody of 2 or more officials. Now moving to the second clause, it asks whether cash or ATM balance was periodically checked by the branch manager or not. You can verify this again from the cash register. Throughout the year, जब भी बैंक मैनेजर ने कैश या ATM का बैलेंस चेक किया होगा, then he must have signed in the cash register on that date. So you can check the periodicity of the same, and if it deems fit to you, you can report accordingly. Third clause has 2 subclauses under it. First subclause is related to cash retention limit. Now the cash retention limit can be 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs or even more depending upon the scale of the bank. You can ask about the same from the bank manager. And then again based on sample checking, report 5 to 10 instances where the cash balance of bank has crossed the cash retention limit. Second subclause is related to ATM. For this, you need to know whether there is an ATM attached with the bank which is not maintained by a third party. If there is an ATM under the bank's purview, then only you need to report under this point. Further, you need to check whether the balance in its ATM tallies with the balance of the ATM in the books of the branch. And in case of difference, you need to ask for the reconciliation from the bank and report the same. Fourth clause under cash is about insurance coverage of cash in hand and cash in transit. For this, you need to ask for the copy of insurance from the bank manager. In some banks, all these matters are taken care by the head office. In those cases, you can just mention the same in LFAR. The second point in LFAR talks about the balances with RBI, balances with SBI and other banks. Under this, the first question asks about the balance confirmation and their reconciliations. अब इसके लिए आपको बैलेंस शीट से चेक करना पड़ेगा कि ब्रांच में इंटर ब्रांच अकाउंट्स है या नहीं. In case the branch has such accounts appearing in its balance sheet, then you need to ask for the balance confirmation certificates from the bank manager. अगर बैलेंस confirmation certificates tallied नहीं हैं, तो हमें उनके reconciliations भी लेने हैं. First clause में we have to report about the nature and extent of the differences. For rest of the points, हमें वो ट्रांजैक्शंस रिपोर्ट करने हैं which are unresponded for 15 days or more. Now what do you mean by unresponded? I'll tell you this with the help of an example. Say SBI is having an account with some other bank like Bank of Maharashtra and there are n number of transactions held during the year. Ideally सारे transactions दोनों बैंक की बुक्स में आने चाहिए. But for any reasons एक ही बैंक ने वो transactions को रिपोर्ट किया एंड दूसरे बैंक ने नहीं किया. इट मीन्स वो ट्रांजैक्शंस अनरेस्पॉन्डेड रह गए उस बैंक की बुक्स में. सिमिलरली अगर किसी इंट्रा ब्रांच अकाउंट में कैश रिलेटेड ट्रांजैक्शंस हैं तो वो ट्रांजैक्शंस भी इमीडिएट इफेक्ट के साथ रिपोर्ट होने चाहिए. बट अगर कोई कैश ट्रांजैक्शन अनरेस्पॉन्डेड रह गया है then we should report the same. Special care should be taken for the fourth clause of this point. This clause asks about the entries related to currency chest operations at the branch. Now what is a currency chest? In simple language, a currency chest is a place where the RBI keep all the excess money of banks under its custody. Currency chest is a depository of RBI. It's not possible for RBI to reach everywhere. So it authorized PSU banks to operate currency chest on its behalf. For example, in SBI, if there is a cash requirement, rather than going to RBI, it can withdraw money from SBI currency chest, which holds money on behalf of RBI. I hope this clears you about currency chest. Now coming back to clause 4, हमें ऐसे currency chest operations को report करना है which are actually originated prior to but reported after the year end. For example, अगर बैंक ने अपने currency chest से मनी विड्रॉ किया है या डिपॉजिट किया है बिफोर 31st ऑफ मार्च बट उन ट्रांजैक्शंस को बैंक के बुक्स में 31st मार्च के बाद रिकॉर्ड किया है, देन दिस कुड लीड टू अनफेयर व्यू ऑफ बुक्स ऑफ ब्रांच. देयर माइट बी अ चांस ऑफ विंडो ड्रेसिंग इन दिस केस, सो इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट टू डिग फॉर एनी सच ट्रांजैक्शंस एंड रिपोर्ट द सेम. The third point is related to money at call and short notice. This point asks about any such account in books of branch. You can cross-check this from balance sheet of bank branch. If there is any such account appearing in the balance sheet, then you need to check the following things. First, whether this account is tallied or not. Second, we need to ask about the interest accrual on the same, how the bank is doing it, and if it is system based, then report accordingly. Third, we also need to ensure that the bank is following all the guidelines related to it. So this is all related to money at call and short notice. Now the fourth point is investments in case of branches outside India. This point is actually for all those branches of Indian banks which are situated out of India. The chartered accountants who are doing the bank audit of such branches, they only have to report about this point. This covers majorly about whether the branch is doing transactions within its delegated authority or not, like buying and selling of investments, holding the investment in its own name or in HO name. Those who are doing the audit of such specialized branch will have to check all these things. Now we are done with first 4 points of LFAR. So this is all what I have to cover in LFAR part 1 video. If you have any query related to these first 4 points of LFAR, you can ask me in the comment section or mail your queries to my email ID. If this video has helped you to understand LFAR in a better and simplified manner, then please do like and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel Being Safe with Preet. And stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.